my friends, and welcome back to Candy Hearts Art. I'm Candy, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Listen, with everything going on in the world right now, it can be really easy to feel totally overwhelmed and even a little bit hopeless. And I'm not even going to pretend like I know how to solve the world's problems. But what I do know how to do is make something pretty. One of the best things about being an artist is being able to take all of that restless, anxious energy and turn it into something beautiful. It really does help, and I want to share that with you today. So I invite you to put down your worries for a little bit, pause the doom scroll, take a deep breath, grab a snack, and then come hang out with me while I turn a pile of paint into something lovely. Before we get started, I thought I'd mention that today's project is inspired by my little sister. My sister Emily is an amazing person. She's incredibly smart, hilariously sassy, and the first in our family to earn a PhD. So technically, she's Dr. Emily now, but we still call her Mimi. This painting is a birthday gift for one of my favorite people, featuring many of her favorite things. Yay! Let's get started. Okay, my friends, as you can see, I've already gone in and created a background for this painting. Please ignore the messy edges. I didn't feel like untaping and retaping after I finished painting the background. I was going for a dreamy bokeh effect. Bokeh is a lighting effect from photography that's also embraced by artists of all mediums that creates a softly blurred background, often with glowing spots of light. I've actually been thinking about making a bokeh background tutorial. It would be my first tutorial. I'm super excited about it. So if that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know in the comments. So as I mentioned before, this painting is a birthday gift from my beautiful sister Emily. One of my favorite things about making a gift for someone is how deeply personal it is. Whether it's creating art or putting together a goofy little gift basket, I love tailoring it to the recipient's personality. This painting is basically an altar to the things my sister holds sacred in this life. Perfectly balanced lattes, delicious cookies, and gorgeous flowers. It's her happy place. It's a one-of-a-kind, it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, and that's a kind of magic that handmade gives us. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and there was sometimes this weird little stigma around homemade gifts, like they were somehow less than a store-bought gift. And now I feel like we're all getting it. People are starting to really appreciate the time, care, and energy that goes into making something by hand. There's this beautiful shift towards valuing things made with love and intention, whether it's art, baked goods, or a crocheted scarf. I just love it. Here you see me continuing to block in the first layers of color. I've done the tablecloth, the plates, the mug, and the vase. And now I'm going in and doing the first layers of leaves and the roses. I find that as an artist, and really just as a human being, it can be really, really hard to just trust the process. Every painting goes through an ugly stage where you just completely doubt your skill and the time it's taken to create a piece. And then you start to add highlights and shadows, and it all comes together, and you're like, wow, I actually do know what I'm doing. And you know what? Measuring progress, whether it's in art or in life in general, is pretty funky. Most of the time, you don't even notice it at all until the proof is laid out right in front of you. Until you realize you're still standing, still thriving through something that would have sent you absolutely spiraling the year before. Growth isn't a quick elevator ride up to the top floor. It's a complicated, wobbly journey with detours, backtracks, weird side quests, and plenty of moments where you wonder if you're even moving forward at all. But you know what? You are. You have to count every win, quiet that inner hater, and remind yourself that you do have the power to create the life you dream of, both in art and in everything else. There's this quote, it's one of my favorite quotes, by Lori Deshane, who is the founder of tinybuddha.com. And it goes, "You can't hate yourself into a version of yourself that you'll love." And wow, the first time I heard that, it got me right in the feels, my friends. Right in the soul. It's wild how we're taught in a million sneaky ways that being hard on ourselves, criticizing, shaming, punishing is the key to becoming better. Because it's not. It never was. If anything, the real magic happens when we start changing that inner voice into the one we needed to hear when we were little. Because honestly, that little kid that we once were is still in there. You just wear bigger shoes now. As you can see, I've started to lay in the shadows, and it's really started to add some dimension and depth to the piece. This always makes me think of the late great Bob Ross, who is one of my idols. And he really encouraged that you find the balance between light and dark in your art, but also in your life. You can't have dark without the light. You can't have light without the dark. But boy, oh boy, finding that balance can be hard in life and in art. Now I'm going in and working on the chocolate chips for the delicious cookies. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never met a cookie I didn't like, which makes painting them a fascinating exercise in both creativity and restraint, especially since I'm on this low carb, no sugar, no caffeine adventure. And no, I haven't lost my mind, and I'm definitely not applying for monkhood anytime soon. I'm just trying my darndest to embrace a life that's a little calmer and a little more grounded. After spending a lifetime on a roller coaster of high blood sugar and emotional dysregulation that would put a Six Flags best attraction to shame. It's been one heck of a ride, but learning how to step off that roller coaster most days has been absolutely life-changing. My sister Emily is a fierce supporter of both my health journey and my art journey, but she's always the first to remind me that balance doesn't mean deprivation. It means making space for joy. She's the voice in my head that says, yes, nourish yourself, but girl, don't forget to treat yourself. And my friends, I cannot stress strongly enough how important it is for us to be kind and gentle with ourselves right now. This is a really tricky subject, but I feel like it needs to be said. Modern life kind of tricks us into believing that it's our moral obligation to stay constantly plugged in, eyes glued to the endless stream of disasters, injustice, heartbreak, as if looking away for even a second means we've somehow committed the crimes ourselves. And wow, does that belief run deep. But the truth is, running yourself ragged with overwhelm doesn't make you a better advocate for anything. It doesn't help the world. It just leads to sleepless nights, a frazzled nervous system, and that heavy, helpless pit in your stomach. You are allowed, no, you are required to step back sometimes, to recharge, to ground yourself in something joyful and meaningful. Because even when the odds feel insurmountable, showing up rested, nourished, and clear-headed is what keeps the light on in dark times. Here we are at the end of the painting. It's time to add the little latte foam art, a little heart. I just think that this looks adorable. Painting this little detail has given me a much greater appreciation for our baristas out there. I am having a hard enough time making this little latte foam heart with paint. I don't know how you do it with foam. And here we are, the big reveal. This is Emily's Happy Place. I am really thrilled with how this came out. It's so cozy and special. I think those cookies look delicious. I would totally take a sip of that latte right now, and I can smell those roses from here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that this video gave you permission to pause, to breathe, maybe even inspired you to make something, or at the very least, go get a latte, or a cookie, or both. Definitely both. I can't wait to make another video for you guys, so check back in again soon. Take care. Bye!